my channel Alive to Tell a Tale. My name is Sharmishta and today I am back with another video. So for those of you who are new to my channel, let me give you a quick recap. We are in the middle of a new playlist called Going Back to Ireland with a question mark. Many of you all missed the question mark and misinterpreted what I'm trying to do here. So let me give you a quick recap. We're in the middle of the third video, but I will also tell you what we did in the first and second video. I'm going to quickly give you a recap of what we did in the first and second video so that you're not clueless about what I'm going to talk about right now. So if you haven't watched it yet, go watch it now. The first part was like a quick recap as to what are the avenues I tried to create through my channel to help students who are planning to go to Ireland in terms of accommodation, consultation and stuff like that. So you can go and give it a watch and you can feel free to use all the links in the description below. Now in the second video, we talked about re-entry visa. Now to be more specific, the evolution of re-entry visa as to what it used to be, what has it come to be and why does it not exist as of now. Now in this video, today's video, we are going to talk about what is the alternative to the non-existential re-entry visa. What has the Irish government come up with in order to make it up to not having the re-entry visa exist any further, right? So for everybody who hasn't watched the previous videos, go watch it now. For the rest, let's get started. So for the ones who have been on their stamp 1G but have lived outside the country for about 6 months or 12 months or slightly even more and have failed to renew their GNIB or have stepped out of the country and could not get back to the country before the expiry of their previous GNIB, have to get an approval letter from the Irish government. Now there are two ways to get this letter of approval. One is by emailing to the Irish government and two by using registered posts or solicitors. Now in today's video, we're going to talk about the first method. I'm going to walk you guys through how my email was just so that you get an idea and then you can make your own version of it. Now my email primarily consisted of 3 parts. So the first part, which is the starting of the email, had all the major important details, be it my name, my GNIB number, my PPS number, my passport number and all the basic details that one needs to know to identify who you are, right? Then comes the body of the email. Now the body of my email had like a detailed insight into my life, from me applying to universities, what university I went to, what course I studied, my grades, what did I do after that, did I try for jobs or not, did I get anything, did I do any sort of internships, and it also has to include information about why did you step out of the country, when did you step out of the country, why did you step out of the country, and details like that. So you are basically trying to give them an insight into what actually happened before you get to the space where you're talking about what is your expectation and why do you need this approval, right? So after you put in all this information in detail, which is going to be quite a sized information paragraph, Next comes the expectations part. Now you want to tell them why are you writing this email to them, what is your expectation, how are you going to mutually benefit the country as well as yourself, because when you say yourself, right, now when you pay so much money and go to a country to study and you have a post-study work permit, you are in a way promised a certain amount of exposure in the European market post your course is completed, right? But for some or the other reason, just like in my case, if you've studied for a year, got locked up in a pandemic for another year and your third year is left, it is very obvious for you to expect them to allow you to go back into the country and use that 1 year to get that exposure in the Irish market or the European market. So this is what you're going to try and explain in the expectation space, where you're going to tell them that you are going to contribute to the economy as well as get the exposure that you were promised while coming up with this whole plan of doing your masters in Ireland. After this, once your expectation is clearly written, then comes the part where you're going to list out all the attachments. Now when I say attachments, of course you're going to attach all your passport copy, your GNIB copy, existing one or the older one, then your PPS copy, your studies, like your admission certificate, fees, the receipt of your fees, then your grades, your marks, then your assignments if there are any, whatever possible, all this basic information of attachments go. But apart from that, if in the body of the letter you have written that you had tried for multiple jobs, you got through the interviews and were at the last round, but you got rejected because of not having a visa or not having enough experience, all of these attachments also have to go with the email. So for example, in my case, I had taken screenshots of all the jobs I had applied on LinkedIn, for all the interviews I had gotten scheduled when I was in Ireland. If there was any rejection email that came in, which a lot of people might have applied and gotten rejection emails, so I attached screenshots of all of this to show them, to give them enough proof that this is not an immigration move. I'm not going to come to Ireland and just rely on the government to pay me money while I sit at home and do nothing, but I am genuinely trying to get a job, get a salary, and then properly pay my taxes so that the country can also benefit out of it, right? So here, just like a quick sum up, right? So the start has to be details, your identification details. The body has to be that entire journey summed up in a couple of lines, where you are talking about your university, what did you do, what made you step out, and why do you want to come back. And the last one is the expectations as to why do you need this and why now, what did you do in between coming back to your own country, India in my case, and what did you do in between? Were you working, were you jobless, and why do you want to go back? And the last part is the attachments, where you attach all the important documents, identification documents, and all the proofs that you have not stopped trying to get a job, right? So this is how one drops an email. Now the two major email IDs where you will send this to: one, immigrationsupport@justice.ie, and you can also CC info@justice.ie. Now if you ask me, yes, I have done this. Has it taken me anywhere? I have never gotten anything more than an automated response. I'm going to read that out for you, just like I read out my visa rejection letter. I'll quickly read it out for you, and I'll put a screenshot somewhere around for you to take a look for the legitimacy, right? So my email says, if you have completed your studies in Ireland and wish to avail the third level graduate scheme but left Ireland before you could register for your stamp 1G permission, then you must obtain a graduate scheme permission letter from the Irish Immigration Service at immigrationsupport@justice.ie before you can apply for the visa to return. Once the letter of approval has been issued, you should apply for an employment visa and provide the following documents. The first one, graduate scheme permission letter, your education award, which is your certificate at your convocation. And the third one is a letter from your higher education institution stating the details of your course you graduated from and the award that you achieved. Now the above rules apply to person who recently completed their studies under stamp 2 conditions, and to persons who have already completed 12 months on stamp G permissions but are eligible to return to Ireland to avail another 12 months of the permission, right? This is the email I kept getting. Apart from that, there was one other email or 2 or 3 other automated emails where I received like an acknowledgement that thank you for writing to us, we are reviewing your profile and we will get back to you in 15 business days. But that never happened, right? I have lived out of Ireland for about 2 years now. And in the past 1 year, I think I've on and off tried to get in touch to get this approval letter, but it didn't work, and those 15 days never happened. So maybe my case is a little too complicated that I've stepped out of the country and been out of the country for so long, which is why it's not easy for somebody to review my profile and get enough proof that this is not an immigration move. But if you are someone who is nearly close to the 6 months bar or the 12 months bar, then please give it a shot, and who knows, you might get another extension, or probably the letter can come into your email within 15-20 days maybe. If anybody else who's watching this and knows any better way to do this when it comes to the email, or any new other email IDs that possibly could get you a response that is not automated or can be more insightful, then please drop it in the comment section, because not just me but everybody who's watching this video who are in the same situation as mine, if not worse, can also use these email IDs and try and get a solution around this, right? Now apart from this, the other method I have also tried that, which is registered post using a solicitor. But I'll leave that information for another day because that's yet another process, and I think we'll the only way to do it is me giving you like a detailed insight as to how do you do that. Is it a paid service or not? What is the process? How is it different, or how is it more efficient in terms of in comparison to sending an email? So I will leave that for another video. But guys, please, if any of y'all know anything better, then please drop your comments in the comment section. I'll give you guys a quick rundown as to what avenues I was talking about, right? Just so that you can go down to the description and use all the links. If you guys are looking for consultation, then please do not pay hefty charges to big consultation companies. It should either be free or have very negligible fees. If you think I can be of any help, which because I do consultation on my own, please use the link in below, fill the form, and somebody from my team will get in touch with you and help you end to end. Now the second, most of you, September is nearing, and I'm sure many of you might have gotten an approved visa in your hand. Like I always say, never ever book your permanent accommodation while you're in India. It's always good to book your temporary accommodation, move to the country in person, visit the house, see how it's working out for you in terms of commute, and then pay for your permanent accommodation. My all-time recommendation for booking your temporary accommodation has always been I'm a student, so I'm going to leave a referral link below. I think you can go, just type in your university's name, and you will possibly have all the options that are available in and around your university, just to avoid any kind of commute or challenges when you've just moved into a new country. Apart from that, there is a Facebook group called Alive to Tell a Tale. I'll leave that link also. Please feel free to go and join and tag along with people who can travel with you, or you can tag along with them once you reach that country. What else? Instagram. I am available on Instagram. A lot of people slide into my DMs asking such questions, which I try to address here on my videos. So feel free to follow me on Instagram. Sharmishta09 is my handle. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe and comment. Until next time, see you. Bye-bye.